Welcome to the first edition of your Destiny 2 weekly review. I am Native Raider, and this is a new weekly series that I'm creating that will give you all the information that you may have missed and get you caught up to speed. I plan on releasing these every Monday morning. This one is a little late because honestly I just got the idea today, but whether you are away for the week or just want all your Destiny 2 news wrapped up in one short video, you, my fellow Guardian, are in the right place. This week we'll be discussing the new Season of the Witch. We'll talk the story, all the new weapons, everything it has to offer. We'll also go over this week in Destiny, and also I will share with you my selected Twitter post of the week when it comes to Destiny. There is a lot to unpack here in this first week, but we will tackle it together in the most efficient way possible. So without further ado, here is your Destiny 2 weekly review.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Alright, starting out with the seasonal stuff, we open the Season of the Witch with a cutscene and a message from Amaru. For those that don't know, Amaru is Savathun's ghost. He tells us in a rude manner, might I add, that basically he knows that we need Savathun's help with getting into the Witness's portal, but we have to handle her sister and the Witness's top dog first, Xivu Arath. We then conduct a mission to Savathun's Spire in her throne world and get our hands on a relic that allows us to conduct a powerful ritual. We then get an incredible cutscene of ERIS MORN conducting the ritual and transforming into a hive god herself, and she ends with,
"Bring me your tithes."
Now, I gotta say that this was a hell of a way to start the season and really progresses the story further to what we all know is gonna be the big fight ahead with Xivu Arath before we, take on the Witness. This season has two different activities, Altar of Summoning and Savathun's Spire. It also has a set of new consumables called Offerings. There are three variants of these offerings known as Feeble, Robust, and Powerful. These are collected by basically playing the game. You enter Altar of Summoning and use them to start an encounter, and depending on the offering you use, the difficulty will be different, obviously Powerful being the hardest and Feeble being the weakest. Once you fill up the bar, Eris will appear and collect her tithes, and then we get the loot. And if you do these powerful ones, the loot is pretty substantial. The other activity is known as Savathun's Spire and consists of 3 encounters with traversal puzzles in between and has some secret chests as well as future unlockable cards. Speaking of cards, this season we have some deck building to do, and I gotta say I am liking this unique mechanic. There are major and minor cards that can be unlocked by earning opaque cards, which are dropped in the 2 activities. Off bat, we can unlock 5 major cards this past week and 12 minor cards. Major cards give pretty powerful perks in the seasonal activity, and minor cards are basically the perks that we would see from previous seasonal models that were the unlockable trees. They also have rewards as well, such as enhancement cores and prisms. But yeah, the last thing on these cards is you do have to have 5 in order for them to start working. As far as the majors go, you can change them out when we collect more, hence the deck building reference. And when in one of these seasonal activities, each encounter will randomly select one of your major cards and it will give you the perks to it. It's pretty sweet. These cards can be locked and viewed at Lectern of Divination. And now moving on to the actual loot for the season. And the new seasonal armor, definitely in line with Savathun's style. And for the seasonal activity weapons, we have Bria's Love, a precision frame Void Scout rifle. We got the Aramite, I think I'm saying that right. That kind of rhymed. It's a high impact frame solar fusion rifle. We got Kept Confidence, an adaptive strand hand cannon. We got Semiotician. We're gonna go with that. A high impact frame strand rocket launcher. We got Locust Lacutus, an adaptive frame stasis sniper rifle, and we got Eliotic Principle, a rapid fire frame arc machine gun. And the seasonal weapons are all craftable as they have been this past year, and I'm kind of interested in a few of these, but I gotta grind out them red borders. Let's continue with weapons from the season, starting off with the Vanguard weapons. We got Luna Regolith 3, an aggressive frame solar sniper rifle, and then we have 2 in the Nightfall category. This one I'm gonna probably butcher their name, so I apologize in advance, but I believe it's Pre-Astyanax 4. Bungie doesn't mess around with their names, man. I'm telling you, it doesn't make it easy on me. And that one is a precision frame solar bow. And then also in the Nightfall, we got the return of Warden's Law, a heavy burst kinetic hand cannon. And then moving over to the Crucible weapons, we do have a new one in there, and it's called Unending Tempest, a precision frame stasis submachine gun. I am looking forward to getting a god roll on this one because you all know I love my subs. And for everybody's favorite game mode, Gambit has Kua Zamfan 5. And I think I got that one right. A high impact frame void machine gun. And also we have Trials of Osiris. They got the return of the Igneous Hammer, an aggressive frame solar hand cannon. I know SpeatySpookz was happy about that one. Cataphract GL3, an adaptive frame strand heavy grenade launcher. And also Trials did get a pretty sweet new set of armor, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. Time to go flawless, people. We also got 2 new exotic weapons, ERIS, an arc grenade launcher that creates Seeking Moss with final blows, and Enrages, which increases the rate of fire when dealing or taking damage. This is unlocked via the season pass. And then if you did already pre-order Final Shape, you also have access to Tessellation, which is an exotic fusion rifle that can consume your grenade for a high impact shot that creates an elemental explosion. And its intrinsic trait is pretty cool too, as it can change its damage type based on your subclass. And I can really see a lot of fun with build crafting with this one. And each class also got some new exotic arms. And for Warlock, we have Briar Binds that makes your Void Souls have a longer duration. It also gains escalating damage and durability as they defeat targets, and additionally allows you to retrieve them and be redeployed. That's pretty nasty. And for the hunters, we have Moth Keeper's Wraps, where your grenade becomes a cage of loyal moths that release on impact and fly toward the nearest target or ally, which I thought was very interesting. If they reach a target, they detonate in a blinding explosion, and if they reach an ally, the moths grant your ally Void Overshield. And of course, for our titans, we have Pyrogale Gauntlets, which modify Burning Maul into a single high damage slam with your hammer and creates 5 cyclones of flame. Consecration Slam now creates a cyclone of flame. That's going to be fun, and I need to do some damage testing with that to see just how powerful that single damage slam is. Could be the next meta, we'll see. But moving on to Destiny news and the notes, with all that juicy seasonal goodness out of the way, let's talk some Destiny news and notes, and we're gonna go ahead and summarize this week in Destiny. It begins with a brief recap of the showcase, and you know, it's exciting, and if for some reason you didn't see it, please pause this right now and go watch it. It's got me hyped for the future of Destiny. Next, they revealed that the direct relief campaign for those horrible events in Maui have been amazing successful. That's amazing. I mean, I love what Bungie does, but yeah, it was successful. They so far had sold over 12,000 Malama Maui shirts, as well as 3,000 Kulike Kaku emblems purchased. That's awesome. So yeah, they also added the profits for 5 other pins that will go to this effort, you know, that if they were purchased between August 17th and September 10th, it's all going to go to that direct relief campaign for those that are suffering in Maui. Next up, they have Calling All Creators. Bungie is looking to team up with content creators and has a form that can be filled out right there in the TWID. So if you're interested, if you're another content creator, why not? Go for it. I mean, your boy did it, so I submitted it. Wish me luck, everybody. This season, during weeks 4 through 6, they're bringing back cosmetic items from previous season passes to Eververse, starting with Season of the Worthy. They also updated the UI in the quest tab, and they now have something called Featured Quest that should help organize and kind of prioritize what you need to get done. I think this is great for the new player that might be a little lost and have all these different quests but don't know what to actually do. The other cool feature about it is you can actually launch straight into those activities from this tab. Now, some pretty exciting things here is we have new strand aspects, starting off with Titan, which has Banner of War that procs after killing an enemy with a melee. Now this includes your glaives, your swords, whatever kind of melee type thing. Yes, you kill an enemy with a melee and the banner will now start pulsing, sending out a 10-meter healing pulse around the Titan and increasing the melee damage. It's like a Titan's dream, but it gets better. They can gain tempo with these pulses and extend the duration as you continue killing or getting assists. Also, which I thought was pretty cool, is that allies can contribute to this as well by getting kills while close to the banner holder. Hunter's got Whirling Maelstrom, which I've seen in practice and it looks pretty cool. It's pretty deadly, especially for ad clear. But this aspect allows that Strand Hunter to destroy a tangle and turn it into a spinning strand mass that seeks nearby enemies and does significant damage over time. It also emits unraveling projectiles after killing an enemy, lasts for 15 seconds. Warlocks have Weave Walk, which if you haven't been on Twitter or you haven't been on YouTube, we know that this got disabled because it was absolutely just crazy in the Crucible. Just unkillable warlocks walking around with weave. And what this does, it allows the warlock to become basically strand itself and weave walk, reducing its damage very significantly and passively generating up to 5 perched threadlings. The duration is tied to how many melee charges you have when casting it. Next up, we have the world first raid race of Crota's End that will be kicking off on Friday, September 1st, with contest mode being active again for 48 hours. The power cap is 1790 for the raid race. To get the superior swordplay triumph, you must complete the contest mode and then also beat the challenge mode. They also increased our outgoing damage, but also made enemies more aggressive than the last raid race, and some of the enemies now will have elemental shields. I will be participating in this race on reset and looking forward to the challenge. I might even stream it, which I should probably start doing more often, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. 3 new emblems also have been added, themed after Destiny 2 Art of the Week, Movie of the Week, and Destiny fashion. There is a crazy long list of player support report, which honestly, I mean, it kind of comes with the season, right? Brand new season. There's going to be a lot of bugs, a lot of fixes. So I'm not going to read it through them all. Please read them at your leisure. And of course, there was Art of the Week and Movie of the Week. It ends with I Should Go, Hippie. Thank you, Hippie. And finally, to wrap this up, because I know it's been a long one, there was a lot to cover, here is the Twitter post of the week, and it goes out to Mr. Rios at YoBenjo. This one was just too good not to share with you guys. I mean, I tried the powerful offering, and I was like, yo, them screeps are serious, especially with the modifiers that were active. I was done, man. So I can relate to this post, and I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, so shout out to Mr. Rios. Congratulations, you won my very first Twitter post of the week. Alright, well that ends it for this week's edition of Destiny 2 Weekly Review. If you found this helpful at all, liking this video really helps, and consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on any future Destiny 2 content. This has been Native Raider, and I will see you next week.